That's pop sensation Grace VanderWaal, who became an instant star at 12 years old. She won a season of America's Got Talent in 2016 by showcasing her original songs and raw singing ability. Music mogul Simon Cowell called her the next Taylor Swift, and Rolling Stone says she's a pop prodigy. Vladimir Duthiers of our streaming network CBS met the now 14-year-old musician who's just trying to be true to herself. Vlad, good morning.
She is indeed. Good morning. She may be young, but when you listen to Grace VanderWaal, you can hear a bit of an old soul in her music. We met the singer-songwriter at her home outside New York City. She's got one foot in middle school and the other on center stage. Just don't call her famous.
Famous is a very weird word.
What is weird about famous?
I feel like that's definitely not me.
And let's take the city and make it all so.
So what would you call somebody who's got millions of followers? And
well, I feel like there's
records?
like a bubble, right? And like in the middle of the bubble, that's like the really big celebrities. I feel like I'm almost on the line of the bubble and like right on the outskirts, and then the middle is just like so far away.
Fresh off her sold-out debut national tour, 14-year-old musician Grace VanderWaal is still grappling with her newfound success.
I've heard you say that you weren't really sure that you even wanted a full-on music career.
Well, I'm still like really young, like extremely young, so you know, you never know.
Remember last year when you told me?
For now, she's taking each step of her musical journey in stride. Last year, Grace released her first album, appropriately named Just the Beginning.
I feel like each song is like really, really different than the other, because I don't think I really know my exact style yet or my sound yet. I want my music to evolve to become more me. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna like keep writing and just see where it goes.
Like the sky.
She's already got a signature instrument. Inspired by a family friend, she taught herself to play the ukulele by watching videos online.
C, F, A minor, G.
Got it. C, F, A minor, G. Okay, got it. Okay.
I don't know my name. I don't play by the rules of the game. So you say I'm just trying. Oh, you're even doing the cool thing. Just try. And go fast. So I heard you on my sister's friend.
Parents David and Tina VanderWaal have watched in awe as their daughter grew from the pigtailed toddler who liked to sing
I really love you.
to the artist she is today.
Everything was sort of led by her.
Right.
I mean, even the story of how the ukulele came into play, she went and got the ukulele.
Hey, boy, I know something funny.
And 3 months later, she's writing songs on her ukulele.
I couldn't believe it. When she's singing me these songs, you know, I wrote my first song and I'm going to sit down and play it for you. I'm thinking, okay, all right.
You and me, we stand out of the crowd.
But then you hear the song and
Yeah.
you're like, wow, this song actually has a bigger meaning to it.
It's an old voice, old soul voice, but also somehow it's an old soul lyrics too.
Right.
She's got music chops that came from someplace else.
I wish I could not think for once in my life.
This summer, Grace transitions to a much larger stage, opening for Imagine Dragons on their Evolve tour.
When you're on stage, are you cognizant of the thousands of people that are watching you?
Well, of course I am. But also I think you need to figure out your balance, because if you think too much about that there's people around and how you're singing and looking and performing, I think that it won't be a good performance. But then on the other hand, you can't just be in your own world.
You've got so much happening in your life, but yet you're 14 and you still have school, you still have homework. How do you sort of stay on top of it all?
I don't. I'm always falling behind and doing whatever, and then also just to keep my sanity, I just just don't think about that stuff. Like, don't think I'm going on tour with Imagine Dragons and going to school and singing and writing, and like, if you think that stuff, then then you've set that expectation that it's too much in your like brain, you know?
It is what it is, so much more than this.
You get the sense that so much of Grace's self-awareness was instilled from an early age. Her parents encouraged her to use her talents to give back. The day we met up with her, she was preparing to go to Africa with an organization to provide hearing aids for children.
Wow, as
Of
if
course she was.
Yeah,
Of course
she
she- I
needed
know,
something
right?
else on her schedule.
She's amazing, Vlad. She has a thing of confidence and vulnerability at the
same
same
time.
time.
Yeah.
But also extremely talented. I'm going to
She
get
loves
her.
everything from Billie Holiday. She's got a new single out, Johnny Nash's I Can See Clearly Now. It's called Clearly.
Oh, and I love the title for album, Just Beginning.
Okay,
Love
is our
her
chief
pigtails.
music correspondent impressed?
Very impressed.
Very
14? Wow.
Nice job.
Yeah.
You can hear more of Vlad's interview with Grace on our CBS This Morning podcast. It's available right now on iTunes and Apple's podcast app. You go, Grace. She discusses how she's working to keep music in schools and her efforts to help deaf children in Africa.